Welcome back to Let's Play Battlefield 1942 bonus episodes, and I've been playing as an engineer on a lot of the different maps. But if you want to rack up a lot of points as an engineer, Stalingrad is definitely not the map to do that, so that's what I'll be doing. This is a map with a lot of close quarter combat. Machine guns are basically a necessity in any case, no matter what the situation is, so play as a medic. Or if for whatever reason you like the assault weapons, play as an assault. The engineer or anti-tank can be situationally useful to eliminate hostile tanks when you see them out and about. But other than that, you should always play as someone with a machine gun. But just as a matter of curiosity and variety, I'm gonna see what I can do with the engineer kit. As you can imagine, there's not much visibility. You can really see the fog closing in, making it very difficult to snipe at range with the rifle. And even when you do see people, they're all running around in different directions randomly. Not a lot of people standing still or running in a straight line for very long, so it's difficult to snipe. You may occasionally catch people with those mounted machine guns at the center flag. You can also potentially do counter sniping against anyone who spawns in as an engineer for whatever reason as a sniper. Other than that, with the rifle, you're mostly doing support work. You're getting body shots to... Here we go. The X-Pack appeared to hit him, but it didn't quite finish him off, so he must have been just outside of the splash damage. As I was saying, the engineer rifle with the body shot, you can usually hit somebody if you're lucky, but that won't kill them. It'll greatly weaken the person, making it easier for people on your team with machine guns to finish them off. So you might have one or two engineers at some distance. Right now I could sneak up on him with the landmine, but since he's moving around kind of unpredictably, I'm going to see what I can do with the X-Pack. Right now that he's smoking, one X-Pack should finish him off. I wasn't quite close enough, but killed a soldier running around there anyway. You can potentially find some choke points on the map, and lucky shot there with the Colt. You can set up X-Pack traps at the choke points and just kind of sit there patiently, but that's not really my style. It's also very unpredictable. You never know if you're going to get a lot of foot traffic there or not. As you saw just a few seconds ago, there was someone hanging out at the mounted machine gun. Yeah, sometimes seeing the stationary target there present a perfect target actually makes you overcautious in aiming for their head, and you may be a little bit slow on the draw. There we go. A little bit of that should be enough to... I don't know why that missed. A little bit of sniping people on the mounted machine gun should be enough to convince people to stay off of them. An interesting thing to note, if you've got two engineers working together, they can both fire as many body shots as they can against the enemy, and two body shots against any target will be an instant kill. So if you want, you can kind of trade back and forth, just firing as many shots against moving targets as you could, and if you hit one, then maybe the engineer partner will finish them off. But generally speaking, unless you've got a tank that you really need to get rid of, if you want to do combat, you've got to use a machine gun, right? Yeah, I team killed myself there while taking out the tank. I took one for the team. -1, that is, you get -2 for the team kill plus 1 for the kill. Unless I also killed the guy who was on the mounted machine gun of the tank. He may have jumped out just in time to avoid being killed by the landmine. You really have to get distance to avoid team killing yourself, more often than not it seems, especially when you start out. killing a tank with a landmine seems to result in a lot of team kills. What I'd kind of like to do is get close in toward that center flag. Our team has had a real rough time trying to take that, but we've got the northernmost flag, so we've been able to inflict ticket bleed against them. Once the Germans get their act together and retake that flag up there, then we're really going to have pressure on us to take the center. But what I'd like to do is get close enough to the center flag to start putting some X-Packs in there. As you'll no doubt see very soon, there's going to be a lot of grenades in there. It's just going to be a total grenade festival. But if I can, well, I've got at least one team kill there. If I can just get some X-Packs far enough in there without being intercepted, I can do a lot of damage. And I got another team kill, although the other X-Pack killed an enemy at least. Really got to watch that. I've got at least 3 team kills already on this. But that's the life of the engineer on Stalingrad. One good thing about this map for the engineer, though, is you can set out an X-Pack and then just run away, keep ducking behind the walls so you can get a safe distance to detonate. Often on the other maps, if you're out in the clear and you're trying to switch to the detonator, you get shot. And of course, this ammo crate's really coming in handy to refill the X-Packs. There we go, that's what I like to see with the X-Packs. Now I might have just enough time to set up some more in there. There we go. It's tricky though on this server. Of course, there's very short respawn times, and I think I just detonated a little bit too early there. And as always with the engineer in close range, it's nice to get one quick shot with the engineer rifle and finish him off with the Colt. I'm surprised that's actually the first time I've been killed by a grenade, I think, on this round. Usually if you're anywhere near the center flag, you're going to get grenades all over the place. Now, as far as using the engineer rifle is concerned, it seems like being on the left side over here from this perspective, you get a lot more opportunities. I was just too close to get any engineer rifle use from the right side, but the advantage is if you get close enough, you can get X-Packs into the center. As I figured would happen, the Germans reorganized and got that center flag, I mean the northern flag. So that, along with the center flag, which is difficult to have it change hands because there's so much team killing with grenades, the Germans are going to have the advantage. And they've actually managed to get all 3 of them. As an engineer, of course, I really have no potential for taking flags, really, unless the flag is completely abandoned. You can do a little bit of support work, but see, even right there, I very nearly got killed just because an enemy saw me and I was relatively nearby. In fact, the reason I stayed alive for so long earlier on in this round was simply because I was staying out of sight or staying at a good distance. You want kind of a wall of friendlies with machine guns to be between you and the enemy. Yeah, that ticket bleed is really putting the hurt on us now. I noticed this round there really weren't many tanks that I had to deal with. If there had been, I may have been more useful to the team. Of course, I may have just team killed myself with a bunch of landmines, but I mean, that really shows you the engineer's usefulness on this map is pretty limited. Well, there's a tank finally rolling up. Just barely had enough time to get clear of the X-Pack and detonate there. And looks like we lost this round, but barely. See you on the next episode.